Welcome to Go Fund Yourself. Watch up-and-coming entrepreneurs step into the spotlight to pitch their businesses to you. This is not ordinary TV. Welcome to interactive TV. Like what you see? Scan the on-screen code with your mobile device to invest in any of these businesses right now, in real time. Like their products? Buy them in real time while you watch the show. Every week, we present new opportunities for you to consider. Every week, you decide whether to help make their dreams come true or tell them to go fund yourself. Now, meet the Titans, accomplished business leaders, visionaries, and experts ready to challenge every claim and every pitch as you analyze these opportunities. Introducing Rory Cutaia. Jason Waller. And David Meltzer. This isn't just entertainment. This is opportunity. And you are in control. This is Go Fund Yourself.
Joining our panel of titans is marketing maverick Adley Kinsman and Super Bowl winner C.J. Anderson.
What's up, everybody? This is C.J. Anderson, Super Bowl champion. I'm here to do my best. I'm here to listen out, and let's have some fun.
Let's welcome Rob Lee from Choose Your Horizon.
And I'm incredibly excited to be here and share our story about what we're building and how we can shape the future of mental health care.
Hi, everyone. I'm Rob Lee. I'm from Ireland originally, and
We won't hold that against you.
Well, once you find out more, maybe you will.
Okay.
So I'm the co-founder of Choose Your Horizon. So what if I told you there was a healthcare service that cost $30,000 to $60,000 a month and fails 75% of the time? And what about if I told you if it serves a very vulnerable set of the population? I'm talking about the rehab industry. So the number one problem, or one of the main problems with the rehab industry, is that it focuses too much on actually treating addiction. It doesn't focus enough on the underlying mental health conditions. Over 50% of people who have a substance use disorder also have an underlying mental health condition: anxiety, PTSD, depression. At Choose Your Horizon, we provide access to discreet, affordable mental health solutions across the US. We provide medication, coaching, and therapy across 23 states currently. Once the addiction has been taken care of with the medication, therapy, and coaching, we provide access to innovative, cutting-edge treatments like ketamine-assisted therapy to get to the underlying conditions, and develop a team of medical experts that are incredibly passionate about this space. Our goal is to help millions of Americans drink less, take in less alcohol, help with their mental conditions, and reclaim their lives. Thank you.
Success rate?
Incredible outcomes. We're cutting anxiety, depression, and PTSD in half over 90 days.
And you're using ketamine as part of that treatment process? And you're using ketamine as part of that treatment process?
That's correct. We have a stacked team of medical experts who have developed our protocols to bubble wrap it in safety. We've taken an incredibly cautious approach. We don't want to ruin our reputation. We're putting our necks on the line to really push something that's more innovative, that actually works. We understand there's going to be some risks associated with that, but you have to put yourself out there.
I have a question. Maybe I'm the dumbass on the thing here that doesn't understand, but maybe. Well, I probably am. Dave's calling me out for it. You can go fund yourself, Dave. Literally, you can walk out that funding door and go fund yourself. Okay. Okay, I'll just leave it alone. So the psychedelic therapy and the health technology that you're using, Are they facilities? Is it over the phone? Is it Zoom? What is the difference there? And you talked about addiction, and addiction affected my family pretty hard. So I want to hear more about that because, and how that works towards that.
Sure, yeah, it's fully virtual. So we've no physical location or physical overhead. That's allowed us to scale really quickly. And we started out doing 100% audiovisual synchronous consultations. In the last 2 years, we've been developing an asynchronous telemedicine platform, so it can be message-based, so we can have that continuous conversation with the patients ongoing. As far as the addiction piece goes, we did start this business focused on ketamine therapy, but we took a closer look at the patients that were coming our way.
Does ketamine therapy, like, let's say, I've got literally 6 out of 7 people that I hung out with in high school, middle school. This is like factual that are dead. One recently, like 2 weeks ago, that I found out was heartbreaking from overdose or drugs. Right? No, I appreciate that. And I look back and it's like over the years, 10 years ago was the first one, and 6 years, and you can like see their eyes when they're on opioids or painkillers. One of them was in the military for a long time, came out with PTSD, was on painkillers. All of a sudden, we heard that he OD'd on heroin. Another one was on drugs nobody knew, and they found him in a ditch. Like, these are people I grew up with, and I've never done hardcore drugs, so I don't understand. But I'm just trying to, like, the world we live in is bad, right? When the people, at least in my generation, they have this addiction and they're dying. I'm just trying to, is the ketamine something that helps them? Like, I don't understand it. I don't know. I think a couple of the guys used to take Suboxone.
Suboxone's for opioid disorder.
Yeah.
Right.
And does ketamine replace that? Is it the same kind of therapy?
Different, I call it diagnosis, right? So a lot of the substance use, like alcohol, comes as like a Band-Aid for the underlying condition. The medication we're using for the addiction component of it is called naltrexone. It's been around since the 80s. It's a generic, and that combined with coaching and therapy really gives you the opportunity to rewire your relationship with the substance that you have an issue with. The way it works in the brain, and this applies to a lot of things, including like gambling, including porn, including like social media addictions. It blocks the dopamine receptor in your brain, so you don't get that reward mechanism that you can get from the substance, or whether it's gambling or whatever that's associated with hitting that receptor. So it gives you that window to work with a coach or a therapist to start thinking differently about that medication or that substance, I should say.
On the depression side,
sure.
How is that different than like BetterHelp or MindPath Help or MindPath Health? And I'm saying this personally,
sure,
because I've had depression, that have different medical teams and doctors, and you're getting Trazodone, Prozac. How do you guys differ from, what these other, I guess you could say, I won't say competitors who are helping people, but what these competitors offer?
For example, like BetterHelp was just talk therapy. These different programs are in silos. So we wanted to bring it all together so you're getting that more cohesive, collaborative care. How and why it's different, like medically, is that it's not a daily pill. We're focused on doing like psychedelic experiences with ketamine that goes deep to get to the root cause of the issue, and then we wrap that around with therapy and coaching. And the objective is that you go back to your normal life over time, start to potentially remove these other medicines that you've been on for maybe a long time or having side effects from. And I've witnessed that happen with our clients.
If I spend $700 to $800 with you, what am I getting for that?
So if someone would start on the naltrexone treatment, it's a quarterly subscription of medication and continuous asynchronous communication with your psychiatric clinician, okay? So that might be $300 per quarter on a subscription, and maybe up to a year approximately. Then for the ketamine therapy, that's sold in treatment packages. It's not a subscription. You're not supposed to be on it for a long time, right? We want you to get back to a normal life. So those are sold in treatment packages, typically last from 1 month up to 3 months. And that includes everything, including the consultations with the clinicians, the medication delivered to your homes, and continuous communication with our team throughout that entire experience.
I guess I'm still trying to understand the psychedelic part of this.
Yeah.
So you're on Zoom and they're taking it and you're talking to them while they're tripping out.
Not sure. So I'll provide more color to what the actual experience looks like. So
Okay.
patient sees the psychiatric clinician for an hour for audiovisual consultation, full deep dive into whether they're a good fit for the treatment. We prescribe 2 doses to start out with, so nobody gets a ton of medication at once. The patient meets up with one of our guides on Zoom for 2.5 hours. So the guide from our team confirms that the patient has a peer, a support person, your partner there at home with them. We collect their phone number, punch that into our system, and then we start to guide them on how to start to take the medication. We also help them set up the setting for it, make sure they're comfortable. We send them an eye mask, a blood pressure monitor, a journal, a pen. The guide stays on Zoom, turns off the camera for a bit, and then they start to reconnect at the end. So there's no talking during the actual experience. But the approach that's been around since the 30s and developed by the 12-step, and look, and it has worked, and there's no question for some people, but it's always been abstinence. It's like you have to go white knuckle it, give up and stop and go to rehab and then spend 60 grand and be back in 3 months later. We need to change that conversation to be more about like moderation. Let's just start to change our relationship with this and maybe decide to quit over time.
Where are you at with funding? What do you need funding for?
Yeah, so to date we've raised just over 2 million. We did a pre-seed, which has some venture backing and actually a lot of our own founders backing into our own funding. And we did one previous crowdfunding campaign on an online platform. We raised just over $1 million on that. We were quite happy with that last year. And we've just launched our second crowdfunding campaign, which will roll into 2025, which we're really excited about. It's all about growth and expansion for us at this point.
This is a very, very important problem in this world.
I know ketamine has helped a lot of my friends personally. So I think what you're doing is amazing. I think your price points are incredible and really are doing a lot to make this accessible for people.
Thank you.
Good job.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it. Nice to meet you. Thanks so much. Yeah, cheers. Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Good job.
Yeah, nice meeting you. Thank you. That was awesome. Got some tough questions, which, I appreciated. Yeah, I'd really recommend anyone to reach out to Go Fund Yourself to help promote their business and get themselves out there.
I think a different way of approaching mental health is needed.
Yeah, that sounds interesting.
I would definitely invest in it, yeah.
I've actually never invested, so I'm kind of new to the whole thing.
I invest in a lot of little things.
There's a QR code you can just click on to invest in a company. I think that'd make it a lot easier to get involved.
Dude, that sounds awesome.
If there's a product I think that I would enjoy, I would definitely be an investor.
So if you're betting on football on the weekend and you're like throwing $5 at it here or there, you see something on TV, you're like, I'd throw $5 at that.
If you're as excited as I am and you want more information or you want to look to invest in this company, tap on the screen.